Oh, hell no, I ain't cutting that up. Get out.
Diablo, creían que maldita mamazota. Encima de reña, encima de todita, mamazota, mamazota.
All right. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Captain 501 broadcast. Where do we begin, really? First off, let's start off by addressing the elephant in the room, of course. For our video watchers, you will notice that I'm not in my normal studio setup, right? I'm not in the home studio where all of the other episodes have been taking place. The reason for that being is that I'm actually in Houston, all right? This video is being recorded on Monday, September 22nd. Okay, this is one of the only podcast episodes that are actually being recorded in real time, all right? And there's a reason for that. We're going to get into that in a bit. Now, as mentioned, I am in Houston and I'm not in the normal studio, and because of that, I don't have all of my normal equipment with me, okay? So, for one, I don't have the AC. If you hear the fan going off in the background, allow me. But I do have the rag as per normal, and if at any point you see me take the rag and start to hold the mic like this, it's because my hands are sweating that much. Again, allow me. Lots to talk about, lots to discuss. This episode might not actually be that long. Well, I say that now, but it might end up being an hour long, right? But this episode is actually going to be our mid-season check-in because, guys, we are currently at the middle of the season. I need you guys to lock in. This is a big thing. 10 episodes of the Captain 501 broadcast have already been published as of now when I'm making this episode. And, you know, I sort of wanted this episode to serve as our, like I said, mid-season check-in because, you know, to talk about all that's been happening, to recap all of the episodes that have been published so far, and talk about the future of the rest of the season and for the next season to come. Before we get into that though, guys, it is still September, and like for some reason this just feels like the longest September ever. For somebody who looks forward to the month of September every single year, for me to say that it's been a long September really means that it has been a long September. I just feel like so much has gone down between the 1st of September to now, and the month's still not done yet. We still have like... But let's recap the September so far because it has been quite an eventful September. So first of all, right, if you guys remember from the Welcome to September episode, I mentioned that I would be making my September videos. The September videos would be making their rounds this year, right? And as of now, all of the September videos have already been published. They live amongst my different social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok. You guys can go and find them now. Facebook as well. Go ahead and check out all of the September videos now. I have one for the beginning of September. I have one for Carnival. And then there's the Carnival recap, which is here up on YouTube right now. And then I also have our 21st special with none other than Miss Ernestine Carballo, of course, who gave us a beautiful performance of her latest single, Stronger Together, to commemorate 50 years of Carnival and 44 years of Belize's independence. So yes, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out all of those videos now on my different social media platforms. And by now, you guys should already have been aware that this year I was a part of Carnival 2025. I was actually in Carnival this year. I was with Titans Mass Band. My first year in Carnival. And to be honest, we should really be asking ourselves, why did it take me up until now to go into Carnival? Right? As somebody who has been a lover of Carnival for so many years, why did it take me up until now to actually become a part of the Carnival? These are the questions that need to be answered. And who will answer it? Not me. Not me. You're asking me as if I have the answer, as if I know. But anyways, yes, I was a part of the Carnival this year. It was my first time, and to be honest, I quite enjoyed it. It was a very fun experience. If I was there for Corozal Carnival, I probably would have gone as well. If I was there for Kikaka Carnival, I probably would have gone as well. If I was there for Orange Walk Carnival, I probably would have gone as well, even though those are on the same day. I would have made it work. But yes, it was a fun experience, and the full carnival recap is up now on my YouTube channel, so go ahead and check that out too. I had flown into Belize on the Thursday, and we stayed there up until the Sunday because I had school the Monday. Now, to those of you who may be asking yourselves, well, didn't you also have school on the Thursday and the Friday? Are you a police officer? Are you a liar? Are you my principal? Why do you need to know that? 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Honestly, will do it again. You all know me. I eat, sleep, breathe carnival at this point. So I'm already having preparations in the works for Carnival 2026. You all should expect nothing less of me, to be honest. And I actually thought that it was gonna be a very long and strenuous and tiring experience, but it really wasn't. You know, it felt, to be honest, I feel like I can be gone a little bit longer. You know what I mean? I feel like if they may say instead of ending off at Marianne Jones, we may end after Flag Monument, I can do that. I really feel like I can do that. So yes, that in summary was my Carnival 2025 experience. I was also seeing all of the videos from Corozal, Orange Walk, Kikaker, and to be honest, I really would want the experience of going to a carnival outside of Belize City. Not only just going, but participating in it too. Kikaka Carnival seemed like a lot of fun too, and I don't know, something about having a carnival on an island, I feel like that's an experience that I have to be a part of that. So who knows, maybe next year I'll be a part of the Kikaka Carnival. Alright, so that in essence is pretty much my Carnival / September recap, right? Now, what I really wanted to get into, as I said, this is the mid-season check-in. I wanted to talk about how the podcast has been going so far, right? I'm really proud and pleased with the response that I've been getting from these episodes. You know, I feel like when I had started this whole process, I never thought about what would happen after the episodes had actually started coming out. You know, I had only thought about up to recording them, you know, and having the experience of talking with the guests and things like that. But I truly am grateful for the response that the podcast has been getting, for the viewers, the listeners, everybody who's been tuning in every single week. I do appreciate you guys. As I always say, if you haven't yet, be sure to keep up with all of the episodes. Go check out every single episode. They're all available right now. 10 episodes available right now. We still have more to come. And I also want to take this time to say a special thank you to all of the guests who have been a part of the podcast so far, right? So, Yastalia, Izzy M, Nella Player, Ernestine Carballo, Deanne Janae, and Candice Williams. These are all people who I not only mutuals with, but people who I have a respect for. You know, I'm inspired by them. I admire them for the work that they do, whether it's in front of the scenes, behind the scenes, wherever it may be, the work that they do, and, you know, how dedicated and passionate they are to their craft, which is why it was a no-brainer to reach out to them and ask them if they would want to share their experiences on the Captain 501 broadcast. And I am so beyond grateful that these people said yes, you know, and I feel like I say this all the time, but they could be doing anything else with their day. They could have chosen to spend that hour and a half doing anything else, but yet they chose to make their way over to my little home studio and talk about their shared experiences for however long the episodes were. And I genuinely appreciate that. I'm very grateful for it. So again, if you haven't seen those episodes yet, go check them out. They're all available now. Something that I also forgot to mention, right, that over the 4 days that I went back for Carnival, I had also been doing some work too, all right, because the grind doesn't stop. I had also recorded 2 other episodes that were not a part of the initial lineup that I had set for, you know, the podcast release for all of the episodes. But I'm very glad that we got the chance to make it happen, and I got the chance to work with these people who you will see in the episodes to come. So yeah, just be on the lookout for those. And aside from that, you know, we also have other episodes, a part of the original lineup, that are scheduled to come out as well. 10 episodes in, 11 with this one. We're at the halfway point, and I'm the only words that really come to mind is that I'm humbled and grateful and appreciative of everything that has been happening for this podcast. And now that I can actually see the performance of these episodes and how well accepted these episodes have been, it gives me the motivation to go even bigger for season 2. You know, like, I'm at the point right now where I'm already planning season 2, already working out, you know, a potential guest list and things like that. So I'm very excited for the future of the Captain 501 broadcast. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What else has been going on in my life right now? Like I said, I'm in school. Guys, this is also my second to last semester. This is my second to last semester. So next year in May, I should be graduating. Emphasis on the should be. But yeah, I've been studying media production for the past 2 years now, because I started in August of 2023, and just like that, it literally just felt like the other day that I moved out of Belize, and that was a whole big thing with my dramatic self. And now here we are in like the final few semesters, the final few classes before I walk away with that degree. Please not ask me what it is that I plan to do after graduation, all right? Because I genuinely don't know, and you know what stress. The goal right now is to cross the finish line, all right? When we cross the finish line, then we go from there, all right? Savannah, slow down. Something that I did want to talk about that I found interesting this September was that I saw that this year, the National Celebrations Commission, in collaboration with Honorable Francis Fonseca and the National Institute of Culture and History, they hosted the Belize Youth Symposium this year, where basically it was like a panel of youths from across the country, very talented individuals, who basically came together and they had this discussion about the future of music in Belize, the future of Belizean art, and how the youths are driving forward these industries, these platforms. I believe that the entire live stream is still available to watch, but I did enjoy listening to, like I said, these very talented individuals, these very talented youths, talk about their experiences in creating, in entertaining. The majority of the discussions was about music. It was very music centered, which I wish that it was more diverse, you know, like with other creating outlets, you know, like social media, for example, or whether it came to like video productions or things like that, right? But I will say I do understand that this is a new thing, and of course you have to start somewhere. There has to be some sort of initial building block in order to move forward. So that is something that I would look forward to seeing at the next symposium next year, if they do have it again. One of the main points that a lot of people also kept bringing up too with the music industry is the fact that money, budgeting, marketing, it's the main issue. I've had people who are a part of the Belize music industry on the podcast already, and you guys have heard it from them yourselves, that sometimes the biggest issue is the fact that it's not the fact that the songs are bad, or it's not the fact that they aren't giving what needs to be given. It's simply the fact that they don't have the sources, they don't have the funds necessary to promote themselves in the way that they need, to promote themselves in the way that would guarantee them that exposure. We don't have record labels. We don't have a proper industry in a sense where you have these promotion companies, you have these people who do the groundwork for you in order to ensure that you're being marketed and promoted to a larger audience. These artists are the ones who have to quite literally do it for themselves. And in a discussion that I had with, I think it was with Nella, that there are countless Belizean artists right now who they have to have some guaranteed way of getting money into their music, to put money into their music, and that means that they have to go out and work. They have to go out and get actual jobs in order to make the money that they put right back into their music. While we're on the topic, I feel like that's something for all Belizeans in the entertainment realm. It is unfortunate that entertainment in Belize isn't a sustainable career, right? And I do also know that it does work out for some people, that some people are able to fare off just based off of their entertainment careers alone. But for the majority, that's not the case. And I do understand that social media and entertainment in general in Belize is rather new, and it is a growing and evolving industry to the point that Belizeans are still learning about it, learning how to navigate it. And I hope that we can get to a point where it does become a sustainable career for Belizeans, for the majority of the people who do choose to seek out entertainment. But going back to the Youth Symposium, I think that it was a great start to opening up that conversation to the people who need to hear it. Because let's be honest, this isn't a new conversation that Belizean artists are having. This isn't something that Belizean artists just started talking about the other day. This is a thing that has been happening, and Belizean artists have been voicing their concerns. But I think now, putting it on national television to the point that people have to listen is a great step forward. And I hope that it catches the ears of the people who need to hear it. And I hope that it catches the ears of the people who can make a difference, or can make a start to a difference. This episode of the Captain 501 broadcast is brought to you by the National Institute of Culture and History, NICH. NICH has been serving Belize for over 20 years as Belize's premier cultural institution dedicated to safeguarding and preserving culture and history. Whether it's divisions like the Institute of Archaeology or the Institute of Social and Cultural Research, NICH has created various outlets to maintain an open and collaborative approach to cultural heritage and arts promotion, management, and cultural safeguarding with its various stakeholders. You can learn more about the resources provided by NICH by visiting the Museum of Belize or the Museum of Belizean Art located in Belize City, the various houses of culture located countrywide, as well as visiting nichbelize.org or other websites such as the 501 Academy and Access 501. All right, let's get into the big three for this week. So the artist that I have that I wanted to highlight this week is Monique's Collective. It is a small jewelry business in Belize, and I've been keeping up with the journey for a while now. And Monique, the creator, she makes these handmade jewelry, and it's incredible to think that this stuff is handmade, really. Go check her out on Instagram and support our Belizean creators. All right, the TikTok video for this week, I have a couple. There are a couple. The first one that comes to mind.
24th is our Independence Day. Just remember, at Loblotos have 10% on independent product. Let's celebrate together.
Nothing has ever made me wanted to go to Love Lotus more than this video. I don't think that I have ever created a more patriotic video than this. I don't know if you guys are aware, but currently at the moment, there is this Michael Jackson impersonator from New Zealand. And every single time that this person comes across my For You page,
Hi. I'm single and desperate. You can go now.
you can go.
Everyone is doing the clinker trend, and I thought I would do it too. So how it works, you have 3 different colors. There's pink, green, and yellow. and you have to guess what color it is because it's in chocolate. If I get pink, I'm gonna cut out my Louis Vuitton wallet. Oh, hell no, I ain't cutting that up. Get out!
Again, I'm not going to explain myself, alright? My song of the week is going to be Stronger Together by none other than Miss Ernestine Carballo. And if you guys want to listen to the song, you can go ahead and watch the performance that she did for the 21st of September up now on my YouTube channel. I'll have it linked. Okay, guys, that's gonna do it for me for this episode. I want to thank you guys for bearing with me, considering that I'm not in my usual setting. And if you guys have made it this far, thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast. We're 11 episodes in, and I'm so grateful, and I am so excited for the rest of the season. Be sure to be following me on my different social media platforms at Captain Cadle across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And I will see you guys in the next episode.